What's up, everybody? Your boy Mel here for another classic review, and today we'll talk about thoughts on something different because, hey, since you like the current, since I think the last time I talked about Aardman was my thoughts on Wallace Gromit, the whole franchise, and you guys liked it, let's start with their first ever motion picture film, Chicken Run. Came out back in 2001, which made its first debut before until Shrek, actually. Yeah, because Chicken Run came out in 2000 and Shrek came out a year later. Which became the most successful film that Aardman ever did, which was done with the help of DreamWorks. Became their first film outside the UK. But yeah, before we begin, did you subscribe? Did you hit the bell? If so, do you raise chickens? But you better check on those chickens, boy, because you don't know there may be plans to escape. I got chickens myself, but no chickens escape from Goldmace's farm. So yeah, Chicken Run was produced by Pathé and Aardman in a partnership with DreamWorks Animation. It was their first feature-length film, and DreamWorks' fourth animated film. It was directed by Peter Lord and Nick Park, which was screenplay by Kerry Kirkpatrick, based on the original story by Lord and Park. The film stars the voices of Julia Sawalha, Mel Gibson, Tony Haygarth, Miranda Richardson, Phil Daniels, Lynn Ferguson, Tiffany Spall, Imelda Sturgeon, and Benjamin Withrow. Which the plot centers a group of British chickens and an American rooster named Rocky trying to escape from a farm owned by before the owners turn it into pies. Which the film had a major blockbuster history, and also an upcoming sequel this year. So let's talk about the cast, shall we? We have Julia Sawalha, who is the voice of Ginger, who is the de facto leader of the group of chickens who want to help them escape from certain death. Because one, in Tweety's farm, they have to lay eggs. If you don't lay eggs, off with your head. You're now roasted chicken for dinner. Yeah. We have Mel Gibson as Rocky Rose, a circus rooster who crash landed at the Tweety's farm and is on the run because he don't want to go back to the fucking circus. Who doesn't want to? And of course, we have others like Jane Horrocks as Babs. If you don't remember Jane Horrocks, you might recognize her as her role as the assistant to the Grand High Witch in the original Jim Henson film, The Witches, along with Morticia Adams. I forgot her name again. Shit. Damn it. Angelique Houston, who plays the Grand High Witch. She plays her assistant. The only one who escaped the fate of being ratified. And became a good witch. We also have Imelda Sturgeon as Bunty, the champion egg layer. Holy cow, that's a lot of eggs. Whoo! And also who's always skeptical of Ginger Flynn. She's like the buff one. We have Lynn Ferguson as Mac, the Scottish chicken, and the brains of the group. We also have the others. We got Benjamin Withrow as Fowler, a feisty elder rooster, who's a veteran of the Royal Air Force. Talk about his days during the Second World War. What now? We'll also meet our Tiffany Spall, who voices Nick, and Phil Daniels as Fetcher, the two little rats. Nick is the smart one, while Fetcher is the slow, dumb one, like Pinky in the Brain. And we have the Tweeties. We have Miranda Richardson as Mrs. Militia Tweety, And oh boy, at first Mrs. Tweety, and you have Tony Haygarth as Mr. Willard Tweety. That's the first time I ever hear Mr. Tweety's first name, Willard. Literally, because and militia. As you know, that's evil right there. No chicken escapes from Tweety's farm. Sorry, I can't just. Oh my god. People that do a better Mrs. Tweety, like. I wasn't there, but okay. Mr. Tweety, what is that chicken doing outside the fence? Just do it now. Yeah. Oh boy. And it's like a parody of Steve McQueen's 1963 film The Great Escape. It's like a parody, but with chickens. And the whole story actually was first conceived in 1995 when Aardman co-founder Peter Lord and Walter Grove creator Nick Park. According to Park, the project started as a spoof of the 63 Steve McQueen film The Great Escape. Chicken Run was Aardman Animation's first feature-length film, produced which could be executive producer by Jake Eberts, Nick Park, and Peter Lord, who run Aardman directed the film. Well, we have Carrie Kirkpatrick scripted the film. In addition, input with Mark Burton and John O'Farrell. When a chicken speaks, each sound corresponds to a different beak that was placed on the character, which, if you've seen the behind the scenes, oh boy, there's a whole shitload of chicken, well, poultry in motion, which they have more chickens than humans, because you have different scale, because you have the chickens for the, when they're counted with the humans, and they're a larger scale when they're in the bigger sets, like in their huts, even the prop plane. That's why. A whole lot of plantain chickens. Yeah. Shit. Pathé agreed to finance development in 1996, putting their finances into script development and model design. DreamWorks officially came on board in 1997. They beat out studios like Disney, 20th Century Fox, and Warner Bros., and largely won due to the perseverance of DreamWorks co-chairman Jeffrey Katzenberg. If you know him, he left Disney because he couldn't get the position of CEO of Disney. So, him, along with Steve Jobs, Steven Spielberg, created DreamWorks, and he became the CEO there. And to this day, he's still giving the big middle finger to the Mouse House with his characters. I got chickens. I got a big fat ogre. I got a guy in boots. I got a dragon. What else I miss? And a big fat panda who knows kung fu. Oh my god. That's just weird. I can imagine him doing that. I imagine him saying like that, like, oh, you up a mouse house? Okay, here's a fat ogre. Here's a kung fu panda. Here's a dragon trainer. Anything else? There. Of course, because Aardman was skeptical of Disney, because remember, they want to maintain their full control, full creativity, because remember, Aardman is a British company. They want to keep the spirit of the British people in there. Like you see in Chicken Run, it's in the British farm. It's called Walls of Gromit, Pirates Bound Mischief, Shaun the Sheep, and other ones did by Aardman. You still have that personality right there from the UK. That makes it more unique. They want to get more too foreigner, too Americanized. That's what Disney represented back then. And oh boy, they rejected it, so they were glad to join Katzenberg at that time. Of course, as a company, they were eager to make their presence felt in the animation market in an attempt to compete with Disney's dominance in the field. Katzenberg explained that he had been chasing these guys for over 5 to 6 years, and even ever since I first saw Creature Comfort, DreamWorks secured the first animated feature with the film, and they handled distribution in all territories except Europe, which Pathé handled, because Pathé It's a French company. I think. Pathé. Sounds French. Somebody correct me on that. The two studios co-financed the film. DreamWorks also retained rights to the worldwide merchandising. Merchandise what? Practicing? Principal photography began 29th of January 1998. During the production of the film, 30 sets were used, with 80 animators working along with 180 people working overtime. Oop, never mind. Not overtime, overall. Oops, sorry. Despite this, 1 minute of the film was complete, with each week of the filming. Production wrapped on June 18th, 1999. John Powell and Harry Gregson Williams composed the music for the film, which released in June 20th of 2000 under the RCA Victor label. And oh boy, you gotta hear the response. In Rotten Tomatoes, it's 97 approval, with rating 8.1 out of 10 based on 173 reviews. Chicken Run has all the charm of Nick Park's Wallace and Gromit. Something for everybody. The voice acting is fabulous, the slapstick is brilliant, and the action sequence is spectacular. The Metacritic, the film has way average score of 88 out of 100 based on 34 critic, indicating universal acclaim. Audience surveyed the cinema score gave the film 8. Okay, this is fucking bullshit. An A minus, really? Can't it just be an A or A plus? Why a minus? It's not like a bad grade. I make this. Okay, add my vote in. Now it's an A plus. Now we're done. Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times gave a 3.5 stars out of 4. Writing, so it's truly in a matter of life and death for the chickens to escape from the Tweety chicken farm. In Chicken Run, a magical new animated film that looks and sounds like no other. Like the otherwise completely different Babe. This is a movie that uses animals as surrogates for our hopes and fears as the chickens run through one failed escape attempt after another. The charm of the movie wins all of us over. Yeah, it's not like the same with The Great Escape. Like Steve McQueen's character is a POW trying to escape from the Nazi prison camp. He keeps repeating over and over and over. And sent to solitary confinement. In Ginger, her solitary confinement is the coal bunker. With a tennis ball. I think Steve McQueen's character did with a tennis ball as well in his cell. As for the box office, the film grossed over $17 million for a $7,027 average from 2,491 theaters. Overall, the film placed second behind Me, Myself, and Irene. In its second weekend, the film held well as it slipped only 25% to the $13 million for its $4,627 average, from expanding to 2,851 theaters and finishing in fourth place. The film's widest release with 2,953 theaters after the grossing $106 million domestically, with additional $118 million overseas for a worldwide total of $224 million. Produced estimated budget of $42 to $45 million. The film was a huge box office hit to date. It is still the highest grossing stop motion animated film at the time. It also won an Oscar as well. Including other awards, it won Best Animated Feature by the Broadcast Film Critic Awards and the Dallas Fort Worth Film Critic Awards. It also won Florida's Film Critic Awards for Best Animated Feature, including the Genesis Award for Best Animated Film. It also won from awards for Best Animated Feature, Best Family Film, Best Animated Feature, and Best Family Film from Phoenix Film Critics, New York Film Critics, National Board Review, Los Angeles Film Critic, Las Vegas Film Critic, Kansas City Film Critic, Golden Globe Awards, Genesis Award, Florida Film Critic, and European Film Awards. Also won an award from the Satellite Awards for Best Motion Picture, Animated, or Mixed Media. Jesus fuck. And also, its upcoming sequel, which y'all know, back in April 26th of 2018, a sequel for Chicken Run was confirmed. It was also announced that Aardman will be reuniting with Studio Canal and Pathé DreamWorks. DreamWorks Animation will have no involvement due to ending their partnership with Aardman after the release of Flush Away in 2006, which... How do I explain that one? Yeah, like it's Flush Away in the toilet. Instead of claymation, it is CGI. Yeah. It was okay, but... at first, stop motion over CGI, and they agreed. Big time. I think Aardman did another one called Art for Christmas, which was their next CGI and became more like a success compared to Flushed Away because it was their own style, but CGI. Well, Art for Christmas has its own style. But back to this one. Sam Fell is attached to direct with Paul Kiwi and Park producing. The original Chicken Run writer Kirkpatrick and Trevor will return for the sequel, which is cool. Aardman co-founder Lord and David Sproxton will serve as executive producers. And on June 30th of 2020, the 20th anniversary of the film's release in the UK cinemas, Netflix announced that it had negotiated with Pathé to acquire the rights to the sequel. Fell was able to give more detail about the sequel, which will follow the ending from the first film, where the chickens have settled into their new safe area. Molly, the chick. We also meet Molly, who is the daughter or chick of Ginger and Rocky, begins to outgrow the area. Just a word of a new threat, the chickens arrive. Personal photography was expected to commence in 2021. Aardman said that Gibson would not return as Rocky, although no explanation was provided by the producers. It was speculated that the decision was made after Winona Ryder accused Gibson of making anti-Semitic joke to her while attending a party in 1998. Really? 1995. And this is 2023. And I know Winona Ryder. She plays Lydia Dietz in Beetlejuice. And it's confirmed that she's going to appear in the sequel along with Johnny Depp. Which is pretty cool. I wonder what Johnny Depp is going to be. And we also have confirmed that Michael Keaton will be as Beetlejuice as well. Which will be interesting. And don't ask for the other two couples, because we know where Alec Baldwin's going. Boy, he's going to jail. So, but you won't be seeing those two couples anymore. In July 2020, Sawala revealed Aardman's intention to recast her role of Ginger, saying her voice now sounded too old, and commented it had officially been plucked, stuffed, and roasted. The decision was met with widespread criticism, with some finding the decision ageist. In January of this year, the title was revealed as Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget. Dawn of the Nugget. Okay, we have chicken pot pie, now we have chicken nuggets! Yay! Oh no, this is dark. I just made a dark joke. Which is announced it will be released on Netflix on November 10th of 2023 of this year. Zachary Levi, Sandri Newton, Ramesh Ranganathan, and Daniel Mays was revealed to replace Gibson, Sahala, Spall, Daniels as the voices of Rocky, Ginger, Nick, and Fetcher. Good fucking rate for bringing these two back. David Bradley, who will voice Fowler due to the death of Withrow back in 2017, and Horrocks Satur Ferguson will reprise the roles as Babs, Bunty, and Mac. Cool. Bella Ramsey has been cast as Molly, while Nick Mohammed and Josie Sedgwick Davis will voice two new characters, Dr. Fry and Frizzles, respectively, while Fell revealed that he'll also write a new screenplay for the film in addition to directing the film as well. So no, we will not be seeing the return of the Tweeties. But I guess Mrs. Tweety, she's dead after getting crushed by that damn barn door after the explosion of her pie machine. Boom. And also, did you know there was also a video game, literally called Chicken Game, it was actually a video game of Chicken Run, which was released back in 2000 on most consoles. The game is a parody of, of The Great Escape, which said during World War II. We didn't know that. It doesn't say which game console, because back in, let's see, what were the game consoles in the early 2000s? We got the Game Boy Advance, GameCube, PlayStation 1, the Sega Genesis. I think, no, the Xbox came like a couple years later, around the time of the PlayStation 2. So, yeah. And people, what was my favorite scenes about Chicken Run? I think, Chicken Run's a bit dark. Like, you have the opening scene where, the gag where the chicken's about to escape. We got Mr. Tweety patrolling the outside of the fence with his two dogs. Where we see the chickens, Ginger, Babs, Bunty, and the rest. Which, Bunty's like the thick chicken because she's trying to... Ginger came out first under the fence. Then Bunty wants to get out, but her fat ass doesn't let her. Which caught the attention of Mr. Tweety and the dogs. Which, of course, I think the scary part was everybody would react to see Mrs. Tweety and her... I don't know if that's her bathrobe or her nightgown. I believe that's her nightgown. Say, Mr. Tweety, what is that chicken doing outside the fence? Well, I just do it now. Oh my god, he's like, he has a stupid girl like, and then he look at Ginger like, you fucking little bitch. And he just throws her in the coal bunker like, now listen to this. No chicken escapes from Tweety's farm. Well, of course, we have the opening credit of Chicken Run, which the song's a parody of the opening theme from The Great Escape of, the Steve McQueen film. It keeps showing their gags over and over and over and over until we get the roll call, which we see some of this dark shit that, their life is meaningless because they just witnessed one of their own friends getting taken to the chop and turned to dinner. And every time Mrs. Tweed complain about the profit because the eggs are getting low, until she sees a magazine about how to turn your chicken farm into a gold mine. And of course she sees the pie machine, which, of course, first of all, I love chicken pot pie, but seeing that kind of chicken pot pie is like, I want to eat that pie. That's massive. That's a pie for one person. Shit. That makes me hungry for more chicken pot pie. I like the gag when they're trying to figure out what was the machine. We also meet Rocky, which, of course, turns out, Rooster's on fly. He just wants to hide. And surrounded by British hens. Yeah. Well, the only male is Fowler, the old veteran. Call him a Yank, which he knows he's a Yank. But yeah. I kind of like the gag going when Mr. Tweety grabs Ginger and takes him to the pie machine. And we see the inside of the pie machine like, what the fuck is this? Indiana Jones in chicken motion? Which, of course, he started turning the machine off, but Mr. Tweety found he made it easy. Pulled the plug. And say, hey, look, I fixed it. And say, huh? And she just throws pies in his face. A hot pie. Ouch. Kind of like when he tried to fix the machine, he pressed the wrong button, and Mr. Tweety gets squirted with gravy with a scream, ah, idiot! It kicks him in the ass. He has a footprint on his butt. I think the most scary climax has to be the ending. No, when they're about to take off, and you see Mrs. Tweety with an axe. And you know she ain't playing. She walks in that farm. She says, "Get the chickens." Which one? All of them. She put the machine in maximum overdrive. Oh crap. That's when everybody say, okay, time to go. They tab Mr. Tweety, they get in the plane. Which of course Mr. Tweety managed to get out, which of course he made, ha, gotcha! Which of course they knocked him out with the tail of the plane. Ginger trying to pull up the ramp, but we see Mrs. Tweety with a freaking axe. Almost Ray, you're gonna become a pie. And we can see Rocky come back in a tricycle and say, Ginger! Which of course knocks out Mrs. Tweety with the tricycle. They pull up the ramp. They manage to get in the plane. Okay, this is the one question. How does physics works with a half-sized plane full of chickens holding up a massive-sized human that is Mrs. Tweety, swinging an axe while holding on Christmas lights? Sorry. I just don't get it. It's actually pretty funny. I think the two rats crying because they give up their eggs because they eat eggs. That's their... Oh, the eggs! Using the eggs as ammo, Ginger falls out and face to face with Tweety with an axe covered in eggs, and boy, that is scary. If you're a kid in 2000 sees that, you gotta be a chicken, be afraid. Okay, Mrs. Tweety's like Cruella de Vil for the Dalmatians. She's the Cruella de Vil for chickens. Instead of clothing, it's chicken pies. I gotta like to say when she accidentally cut the damn cable as she thought she'd cut off Ginger's head. She lets go of the cable and she goes flying into the machine, which says, "Do not plug fucking hole," and the whole thing blows up like an atom bomb. And we see Mrs. Tweety like looking at he closes the damn door. Boom. He like sees Gray go. He pushed the door. He's like, "I told you the chickens were organized." What's going? She's pissed off until the door falls on top of her. Splat. Jesus fuck. It's actually a good movie, actually. And people, but yeah, let me know what you think about Chicken Run. Did you like this movie when it came out? This came out back in June 23rd of 2000 and the 30th in the UK. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you first see in Chicken Run. If you're excited for the sequel coming out in Netflix this year in November 10th. Are you excited? Are you skeptical? Hey, me, 50-50. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what's your favorite scene, who's your favorite character. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you next time. And yeah, if you have chicken pot pie, if you like chicken pot pie, put a double like there as well. Or comment down and say, I like chicken pot pie. But yeah, see you next time, people. Peace.